Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to another video. So today we are going to discuss about the file tabs and the home tabs. We will take a look at what these two tabs contain and look at the most important features that are contained within these particular tabs. So let's get started. So at first let's look at the file tab. So as soon as you open the document, you will directly land into the home tab. And once you're on the home tab, you can click on the file tab just like I'm doing now. I click on the file tab and let's go through the options one by one. So on the left, you will see there is a home button. The home button is nothing but this is one of the sections of your file tab. And on the right, you will see, you have an option to create a blank workbook. You can also select multiple options from here, which lets you, take a tour of multiple tutorials. All right. Below you have a search button, and below that the recent items, if you have pinned any items and any items were shared with you. So I don't have any items shared with me or any items pinned. These are all the recent Excel documents that I have worked on. All right. The next options are, as you can see, new. So new lets you create a blank workbook. All right. And below again, there are multiple templates you can choose from. As and when you start working with Excel more, you will find these very helpful. Then you have the open tab. So open tab lets you open any recent workbooks or any workbooks or Excel files or any CSV files that are there in your system. So all you have to do is come to open. You can just click on browse, and once you click on browse, it will let you go to your folders and select a file, and then you can upload it. All right. Moving on to the info section. So info section, as you can see, contains a lot of information. Some of the metadata is included here. Then you have options to protect your workbook, check for issues, version history, manage workbook, and so on. We will cover the protection of a workbook part in pretty detail in our upcoming videos. So no need to worry about that for now. Just wanted to show you how the interface looks like. Next is your save option. If I come on save, since it's a blank workbook, a new workbook which is not saved currently, it is directly taking me to save as. So if I click on save or save as, it will give me both the same options, correct? So under save, you have an option to just select whichever drive or folder you want to save your workbook into, and then just like any other document that you save, you can just go ahead and save it. Next is the print option. This is where you have all the available options to print your Excel worksheet. In case let's say you want a hard copy of your reports, you can just use the print option. Next is the share button. So when I clicked on the share button, it directly gives me an option to go to OneDrive, which is a co-working Google Drive sort of setup from Microsoft. So I'm not going to use it for now, but just wanted to show you that there is a share option. And once you click on share, it also lets you attach your workbook as a attachment in case you want to send it through any emails or through any other mailing systems. Let's go back. All right. So after share, we have the export option. So under export, you will see there are two options. One is you can create a PDF or XPS document using Microsoft Excel as well. XPS is nothing but it's a Microsoft version of PDF, just like a PDF file. And then you have the publish options. So publish lets you publish your Excel workbook or upload your Excel workbook to Power BI. Power BI is a data visualization software. Hopefully in the near future we'll be able to get into data analytics and give you extensive review of how the tools look like, and also get started with some of the tutorials hopefully. But for now, the publish option here is for you to export or upload any workbooks to Power BI software. Then you have the close button here. So you may notice that the moment I click on close, the entire workbook will be closed. So I'm not doing that for now. You can try it out in your own free time. Next is the account option. Under account option, there are again your license information, about Excel, and in case you want to update the software, you can just do it from here. All right. You have the feedback options as well, in case you want to provide feedback to Microsoft regarding how Excel is helping you or not helping you. And then there are some other options, detailed options. Hopefully we'll get to cover this as and when we go through the tutorials in the future. All right, so that was the file tab for you. Let me just go back, and now I would like to focus a little bit on the home tab. And for that, I have some data prepared here already. Let me just go to sheet 1. All right, so here we are. So you will notice when you're on any tab, you will have a small underline here. All right, let's say I go to insert, it will show you a small underline, and that's how you understand that you're currently on that particular tab. So presently we are under the home tab. All right, so let's try a few things out here just so that you get familiarized with how Excel works and how the data entry, the formatting, and some of the alignment pieces work. Okay, so the very first option is your clipboard. So if you notice, there are these sections under your tab, which is clipboard, font, alignment, number, styles, cells, and editing. All right, so these are different sections under your home tab. So right now we are looking at the clipboard section. Okay, so under the clipboard section, if you see, you have cut, copy, paste, and format painter. So let me just give you a quick understanding of this. Cut, just like it means, let's say I have selected this cell, which is C2. All right, C2, which is web browser. Okay, so I've selected this cell. What I want to do now is I want to cut this, and I'll just paste my cursor somewhere else, and I click on paste. So you notice what happens, it cuts the particular content from that cell and pastes it in some other cell. Okay, so this is what you can do with cut and paste and copy and paste. And please note, cut and paste are used together. Similarly, copy and paste are used together, because if you cut something, you will have to paste it somewhere. Similarly, if you copy something, you need to paste it somewhere. All right, so let me just undo this. Yeah, so any action can be undone by pressing Ctrl plus Z on your keyboard, or else you can also click on this particular arrow, which is for the undo button. All right, for example, we just did a cut and paste. If you want to undo that particular action, all you have to just click on here, and it will come back to its original status. All right, okay, let me just show you the other option, which is copy. So I'm copying this particular cell again. I place my cursor here and click on paste. So what happens now is the system creates a copy of cell C2 in cell D2. Okay, if I had selected cell F2 to paste it, it would have done the same. So let me try pasting it again. Let's see what happens. All right, let me try pasting it again. Okay, so you can actually paste it infinite number of times once you have copied a particular data point. Okay, but notice one thing, if you cut it and paste it here, let me try to paste it again, but I can't because the paste option is disabled now. So you can cut an item and paste it only once, but you can copy an item once and paste it multiple times. So that's the idea behind, or probably the difference behind, cut and copy. Okay, now there is another option, format painter, but before I come to this, let me just show you the formatting options here. So the formatting options again are very similar to any formatting that you may have done in the past in any let's say a PowerPoint or any other software. So just to beautify a little bit, just to add some cosmetic effect to this, let me just make it bold, and let me just give it a background color of orange. All right, so this is the tiniest bit of formatting that I have done. In case you want to make it italics, you can do that, underline, you can do that, and all of this. Okay, now this would be pretty you would be pretty familiar with the formatting options, I assume, so I'm not going to cover this too much in detail, but just to give you an idea, you can change the font from here. You can select whichever size you want for your cell content. And in case you want to increment the size, let's say, for example, when you place the cursor here, I have placed the cursor on cell B1, which is software, and it tells me what size it is. So the size is 11 currently. Okay. Now I can increase the size one size at a time, or probably, set of sizes at a time. Okay. Now this is in case you just want to see, how it would look when you change it one after the other instead of selecting a particular size from the list. Okay. And in case you want to reduce the size one thing at a time, you can do that as well. Okay. So those are some of the options. Now, let me come back to the format painter. So now if you see, let's take cell C1 and cell C2. Okay. So if you notice the difference here, cell C1 has a particular kind of formatting, which is cell C1 is bold. At the same time, cell C1 has a background color of orange. Okay. Now, cell C2, if you notice, is not bold and has a white background. So let us try to do something. Let us try to copy this formatting, which is in cell C1, to cell C2. Okay. So I'll show you how to do that. Just keep your cursor on whichever cell you need to copy the formatting from. So I need to copy the formatting from cell C1, and then I click on Format Painter. Okay. So now you will see this dancing ants icon. That's how it's called, dancing ants. Okay. It's on C1 now. All you have to do is just keep your cursor on the cell which you want to change the formatting of. So I want to change the formatting of cell C2. I will just click here. And instantly you will see that the formatting of cell 2 is now similar to the formatting of cell C1. And one thing to note here is the data does not change. So web browser was the data in cell C2. It is still the same, but the formatting has changed. That's what you do with Format Painter. And also one more quick tip, whenever you keep your cursor on top of any option here, right? For example, Format Painter, you will see a quick description of how to use the particular tool, or what it does. All right. And in some cases, for example, copy, let's see, it says copy, and in bracket it says Control+C. So Control+C is the keyboard shortcut for copying the data. So you can either press copy here or use your keyboard to do a copy operation. Okay. Now let me just undo this and go back to the previous formatting. All right. Now coming to the next option, this is the alignment options for you. Now alignment options lets you, align your data to, to sort of arrange it in a manner that is easily readable. Now, when you want to align a particular data, all you have to do is, let's say I want to align this entire table. I select the entire table and let me look at the first option. It says top align. So if I click on top align, it will automatically align the data to the top of the cell. Okay. Now let me look at the next option, which is middle align. It will automatically align the text to the middle. Okay, so that it's center between the top and the bottom of the cell. Now this is usually used in combination with the options that you see at the bottom. So when I click on center here, it is aligned at the center. If I click on left here, it gets aligned to the left. All right. And if I click on right here, it gets aligned to the right. So let's keep it center aligned. All right. So now your data looks a bit more organized. And then there is this option of, aligning your data in a particular orientation. So let's say, just for example, let's say I have selected MySQL here. Okay. And I want to align this data in a counterclockwise angle. So I click on this and immediately you will see the data gets oriented in a particular format. So we don't need this, we will undo it. All right. So these are some of the options under align. You will find other options as well. For example, decrease and increase indent. So for example, let's say I click on this cell, which is 1, and I want to increase the indent, which is moving your content farther away from the cell border. So if I click on indent once, you will see it has moved away from the cell border. So let's just undo it. You can try these options out in your own time. And one important option here, which you may use while creating reports and all in Excel, is the border option. So I select everything, you come to font, and you click on this drop down here. Let's say you select all border, you will immediately see there is a border against every cell, or a border for every cell. Yeah, and this looks a bit more neat now that you have organized it in a particular way. You can also change the line color, you can also change the style of the border. That's all up to you how you want to do it. All right, and there are multiple options for borders available as well. If you only want a border on the left side and not the entire body of the table, you can do that as well. Now moving forward, next we have the number formatting. So number formatting is something that needs more details and needs more time to cover. So what I'll do is I'll prepare a new video which will cover the number formatting concepts in detail. All right, moving on to conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is nothing but it based on certain conditions how you want to work with your data is how you use conditional formatting. So for example, let's say uh, let me just give you an example. All right, so I'm just copying project management and pasting it here again. So you have two project managements here. Now I will select this entire column, click on conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and just come to the bottom and click on duplicate values. And I'm just giving a rule here which says duplicate values with light red fill with dark red text. Okay, I click on OK. So now you will see the values which are duplicate in nature will be highlighted for me because I have selected that particular rule from here. Similarly, you can figure out values in a column which are greater than a particular value or between a particular value, which let's say ABCD as a text, and you want to see whether it contains B or not. You can do it using text that contains, and so on. So it's a very wide topic to cover again. So obviously when we cover more details and more videos on Excel, we will be going through these as well. So let me just undo this. All right. Next is your format as table. So let's say you have a table already and you want to give it a completely different formatting. You can do that using format as table option. So I want to, let's say, give it this particular formatting. So it will give me an option to select the ranges, which is from A1 to C11. Click on OK, and you see the entire formatting has changed now. Okay, and there is a new tab which has come up here, table design. So you can further go ahead and design your table because you have selected that particular option. All right, so I'll just go back to the initial format. Then you have cell styles. Again, different cells. If you want in different formattings, you can select from here. Yeah, good, bad, neutral. This is again used whenever you want to showcase a report where you have some good things to showcase, some bad things to showcase, and some things that are not good, not bad, but somewhere in the middle, neutral, right? You can use this option. Then you have the insert options here. All right. So let's say I select this entire column and click on insert. What happens is whatever cell was highlighted. So let me just go back. So I click on insert here and a complete new column is inserted. The entire project management software text was inserted here because it was already selected before we did that operation. All right. Now you have the delete option. Similarly, let's say I click on web browser, I want to delete it. It gets deleted and whatever the data was there below it gets pushed up. All right. So let me try this, delete cell. So when I click on delete cell, it will give me an option whether I want to shift cells to the left, to the up, or delete the entire column. Let's say I want to delete the entire column. I click on OK. The entire column, entire row number 1 is deleted. All right. So that's another option for you. Now coming to the format option, this again, it's pretty straightforward, where you can change the row height, auto fit a row height, and other options. So this will be covering with when we cover the alignment options, and I'll show you another depiction of how you can do this in detail. Okay. Now coming to the editing part, just to cover this piece as well. So editing part, let me just give you an example. Let's say we have two numbers, 10 and 20 here. All right, let's say 10, 20, 30. Now, auto sum, right? So I'm selecting all three and I click on auto sum. And you see automatically I get another value, which is the auto sum. That is the sum of these three values. And when I click on this result that I obtained, you will see that in the formula bar, there is a formula applied as well. So in case you need to sum values directly, or find some other options like average, or count the numbers, find the max in a particular list or a minimum number in a particular list, and other functions as well, you can actually use this particular editing tab here. All right, so let me show you another option. I am selecting all three, and now I want to count the numbers. So obviously the result would be 3. Let's just click on it and you will see the result is 3 here. And let's say you want to find the max. What would be the max? The max is 30. All right. Next is your fill option. So fill, basically, you select a value and fill it downwards. That's what fill does. Now let me show you one exciting thing here. Let's say I select 2, click on fill and click on down. Nothing happens. Let me just show you that again. Yeah. Click on fill and click on down. What happens is the value that was there previously gets captured in that particular cell. Now, let me just do Control C. Let me select both these cells, or probably, let me select the entire cells. Click on fill, and there is an option which says series, which will fill the series for me. So what is the series? 1, 2, up to 10, right? I click on series, it will give me a few options. How do I want the series in columns? Type of the series is linear. And step value. Step value is basically by how many values do you want to increment it. I click on OK, and you will see that my entire values are filled here. So this is an exciting feature in Excel, and there is a shortcut as well to this. For example, you don't want to come here and select all these options. All you have to do is just select these two, that is the already filled up data, and if you keep your cursor to the corner of a cell, it will change into a plus symbol. Just click on this plus symbol, don't leave your cursor, or don't leave your mouse, just drag it to the very end, and you will see it auto populating on the right side. You will see the numbers appearing on the right, and once you let go of the mouse, it will get auto filled. So this is a exciting feature where you don't need to enter every serial number one by one. You can just drag it to the bottom and it will fill up for you. There is another option, you don't even have to drag, you can just double click and it will autofill for you. All right, so we have seen all that. Clear is nothing but you can clear formats, you can clear the data, the contents from these cells as per your requirement. So I'm just clearing out a few things just like this. Next is sort and filter. So you will have headers where you might have to filter values. So you just click here, click on the filter, and automatically you will see filters will be applied to each header. Header is what we call these the ones that appear as a heading to a table. So let's say under software, I just want to see the details of Canva and Google Chrome. Yeah. So you will get a filtered list of data now. And you can also click on the same filter again. And if you click on clear, it will clear all the filters which were applied. All right. Next is your find and select. You can find values. You can replace values within the sheet. You can, find a particular value and replace it with a particular value. You can, find formulas that are used in the sheet. Let's say you go to special and you want to find blank values, you can do that. So you will see that the blank values are highlighted now. Yeah. And multiple options like that. So I hope this video was helpful, although a bit lengthy. I just wanted to cover all the aspects of these two tabs. Hopefully we'll try to maintain crisp videos in the future. But in case you have any doubts about this particular video, please post it on the comment section, and let me know if you have any queries. You can write to me directly on the comment section and I'll reach out to you. Have a good day. Thanks again.